Hello everyone, I'm Tommy with StudioSense. One of the most popular, new, fresh fragrances to come down the pike in a long time, at least in this reviewer's humble opinion, has been YSL's Y line. Going forward, I'm just going to say YSL, so everybody knows who YSL is. Yves Saint Laurent. Whether it's Eau de Toilette or Eau de Parfum, which is much richer, stronger, but the exact same DNA, or the excellent flanker, Y Live, or as some people like to put in the form of a question, Y Live. Whichever one though you're referring to, it's bright, it's crisp, it's new, it's invigorating, it is somewhat unique, a little bit of a different spin on the modern freshie, and it is a very good quality fragrance, and of course, YSL is a great designer house with a great track record. So its impact on the fragrance community and men's fragrance overall, worldwide, can't be denied. So when YSL Eau Fraiche was released earlier this year, 2020, I was excited for the new addition to the Y line. So when we return, we're going to take a look at the first impression. I'll give you my first impression on Eau Fraiche, that and more when we come back, so stay tuned. YSL's Y Eau Fraiche was released to a little bit less than stellar reception to a lot of reviewers and a lot of first impressions. So I wanted to wait until a little bit of the buzz died down before I ran out and grabbed it, and that's why I waited so long, because it did come out earlier this year in 2020. However, I've got my hands on a 100ml bottle. I want to check it out with you guys for the first time and give you my initial reaction, my first impressions, and we'll go from there. So let's get into that box and check out that presentation. Boom. So you've got a typical fragrance box. On the front and the back, it's similar color. You've got kind of a shiny light purple. Some might call that a light blue, followed by a shadowy darker version, followed by the silver Y, which is on the front, and I'll show you that. It's very stylistic, very cool, typical of Yves Saint Laurent. Very neat designer house. I've always had an affinity for their products, fragrance and otherwise. On the very top, you've got the YSL logo embossed, reverse embossed. And on the sides and the top, there's a little bit of a kind of a tactile feel to the box. You've got your SKU on this side. The batch code is actually stamped on the bottom of the box. If you can see that, kind of move it around on the very back, you've got ingredients, you've got the SKU or UPC code, you've got yslbeauty.com stamped on the very bottom. Yeah, so that's it for the box. Let's take a closer look at the contents. So I'm gonna open that up, just a typical. And here's where it starts to get, at least for me, interesting. So I put the box aside. Here we go. Look at that flacon. It is so cool. So it is a gradient, not of color, but I guess you could call white a color, right? But it's a kind of a frost gradient. So right up here we get clear, and it's very smooth, and then it starts to get a little bit rougher and going into straight deep frost. So you start out clear and the gradient goes into a frosted gradient there. And it may be a little bit harder to see. I'll turn it on the side here. Y itself, you can kind of see that. That is really cool. And if you're at all like me or have a little bit of completionist in you, you may want to get this bottle just to have the complete set if you have all the others in the Y line, even if the juice is complete crap. So having said that, I don't think it's going to be, but I'm still happy that I have the bottle just because the presentation is so nice and it does complete the set. Instead of the typical black lid, which this is the lid to my Eau de Toilette Y, which is nice, but you get the white version. And of course it still has that YSL stamped, the YSL logo stamped into the top. It looks like 38 Sierra November October 1 November. That's the batch code, if you can see that there. It's on the little sticker on the bottom. So that's it. Of course, I had seen the bottle advertised online, looked it up, but to actually see it and to hold it and to feel it, it is a lot more pleasant because you get that gradient feel. It's actually a tactile feel in your hand. It's a slightly rough. It's easy to hold onto the bottle as a result, and I really do like that. And it just looks really nice. To see that contrast of the clear and smooth to the slightly rough and frosted. All right, now let's check out the juice and see what that's like, which is the most important. Let's do that 3-pump prime. 1, 2, 3. All right, I put an extra on there. I'm actually not wearing fragrance, and I didn't put a fragrance on because I knew I was going to do a review of this, or at least the first impressions. And so I don't have anything in my nose as to serve as kind of a contrast. So when I'm saying this, I'm coming from a place of non-comparison, but just a mental remembrance of YSL's Y. This is like, it comes off as somewhat of an aquatic, slightly watered down version of the Y-DNA, but there's something else there that I feel like it needs to be sprayed on skin to really appreciate. Gotta have a little bit of heat behind it to push it, which is the case for, you'll notice, most high heat or summertime fragrances. So while this is drying on my arm, let's go over a really quick note breakdown of Y Eau Fraiche. You've got lemon, ginger, pepper, geranium, peppermint, which is very refreshing. And what I love about the peppermint note in this is you don't immediately catch that. You think it's gonna be like a Starlight Mint. You're gonna get that peppermint blast and be like, whoa, but it's not like that. It sneaks up on you. And I love that fact that it's a little bit more subdued, then it becomes more prominent and you don't really notice it at first. Also featured in Y Eau Fraiche, you've got juniper berry, you've got lavender, you've got cedarwood, and frankincense. I really, really like it. It's not the bright blast of lemon and zest that I was expecting, like a citrus zest bomb, like what you'll get in Versace Pour Homme. It's not as strong or sparkling bright as YSL's Y Eau de Parfum is, but it's got that DNA in it. So you immediately recognize. It's almost like a guy and his brother walking into a room. Let's say the guy that walking into the room is your best friend and then his brother walks in. You immediately know they're related. Most people would think they look alike, but because you know them so well, you immediately see either in their deportment or in their facial features similarities. It's similar to this fragrance. While it doesn't smell at all like Y Eau de Toilette or Eau de Parfum or Y Live, it has that unique scent profile that as soon as you smell it, you're like, oh man, yeah, that's YSL's Y. So it's immediately recognizable, and yet it's unique. Ginger is in a lot of fragrances, especially a lot of summertime fragrances, because it has that effervescent quality that makes it pop off the skin. So it rises to the surface, it's more recognizable, it aids in projection to a large degree for at least the first 2 to 3 hours, and then it becomes more what ginger typically is, its own thing. It's not like a ginger bomb like Azzaro Ginger Lover or anything like that, but the ginger is there, and it's what causes it to rise or lift off the skin. So you've got a really nice floral heart with the geranium, you've got that nice lavender, those spices in frankincense. What I love about frankincense in a summertime fragrance that you don't see in a lot of summertime fragrances, you see mostly in wintertime fragrances, is because it's so resinous and it is so rich and it's darker, a little bit on the darker side, is it gives Y Eau Fraiche a darker edge. So it allows it to hold on a little bit longer in your nose. You've got a remembrance of this fragrance a little bit longer than you do a typical freshie that just has a lot of citrus, maybe a little bit of bubble gum, some sweetness, and it aerates and is gone, boom. But this is going to linger a little bit longer. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about longevity. I am talking a little bit about projection, and I am talking a little bit about the memory of a fragrance. You know, remembering a fragrance and smelling it can sometimes be, you know, that the lines can blur sometimes. I'm just saying that the memory of this fragrance while you're wearing it is going to last a little bit longer because of the dark resin in frankincense. So just very neatly and succinctly put, it's a great accord to put in a summertime fragrance if you do it right, if you do it well, and you blend it well. And I think YSL has done a fantastic job in Eau Fraiche. Now again, this is a first impression. So far, I'm liking it a lot. I really like what it has to give, but I was a little bit surprised at the half-life of Y Eau Fraiche. It's not as strong as I thought it was gonna come off, but this is the kind of fragrance that builds over time. I think it's gonna turn out to be that way, at least for me. Meaning it's not something that you immediately notice and like, whoa, that's there. It's just, you know, prescient. it's going to be something that builds over time. I do think this is a good fragrance. I think it's a good addition to the Y line. I think it's a good indication that the YSL Y flankers are going to be of the same high quality that we're expecting from the house. I don't know if it's going to be a great blue fragrance. It is a good blue fragrance and it is a welcome addition to the Y line, but is it going to be great? Is it going to reach iconic status? That remains to be seen. In the coming weeks, I'm going to give you a full review of this. Today, again, it's just for first impression, my initial reaction. Initial response to this is very positive. I love the fragrance smell of it. Now, this is going to be the fragrance you want to wear when you're in the high heat. As I mentioned with that sport fragrance video that I collaborated on with Ashton from Jensen's, the dog days of summer, those high noon, hottest time of day, you know, you're hitting up the 90s or more depending upon where you are. This is the kind of fragrance that you want to have on at the time. It's going to do its best in the heat of summer. So that's what it's created for. Well, that's it, guys, for my first impression of YSL's Y Eau Fraiche. While it's not breaking new ground or presenting your nose with a thoughtful challenge, it does what it does really well, and of course, being YSL, it is of very high quality. This is currently not available on discounters websites right now. I went out and purchased it at full retail price for you guys just because I wanted to do a review. However, that is not something that I recommend that you do. You want to wait until it hits discounter websites before you actually pay. It's not worth breaking a Benjamin over. Wait until this is going to be anywhere from the 60 and below mark before you actually purchase it. I would say between 50 and 60 bucks or below is going to be worth a 100 ml bottle for. So wait. Guys, thanks so much for stopping by and watching my video today. I really do appreciate your time. And as always, thank you so much for your support on my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you next time.